Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. I just love this time of year because I get to be filming all of my favorite videos of the year, and this is another one that I just am so excited to film every single year. Last year was the first time I did this, and this is the second year. I'm super excited. So this is a vinyl collection video. It's actually a vinyl collection update because I'm not going to be showing everything that I showed in last year's video. So if you would like to see that, I've linked it up here. Here, I'm not sure which side it's on, but it's linked above if you want to check that out. This is everything that I got this year, and I will say my collection has since doubled in size since last year, so it's roughly the same amount of vinyls. Just from this year alone, I kind of went a little bit crazy, but I'm super excited to show you my entire collection. I'm going to be going by when I got it. If I sound weird, by the way, I just want to say I'm sick. I'm congested right now and my throat's hurting. So if I sound a little bit funny, that's why. And also my brother's drying his hair in the other room, so I'm sorry if you can hear that. I'm just going to be showing you guys like an order of when I got them. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the very first vinyl that I got was Marina and the Diamonds, Electra Heart. This is the Platinum Blonde edition that was released for the 20th anniversary of this album. I love Marina. I love all of her music. And I actually got this like right after I posted last year's collection. So it didn't make that video even though I technically got it last year. So I'm showing it to you now. And it's pressed on this like gorgeous pink vinyl. Like, it's absolutely beautiful. This might be like my favorite color vinyl that I have in my collection. It is super pretty and translucent, and I just love it. And just like last year, I'm going to tell you guys my favorite song off of each album. So on this one, I have so many, but I would have to say Teen Idol is my favorite on this one. I just grew up listening to this album, and I love that song. So the next one that I got is the One Direction 4 album. Now, if you remember from last year's video, this was the only one of their main discography that I was missing, other than Midnight Memories, but that's because no official pressing of that one exists. Otherwise, I would have that for sure. This is the Urban Outfitters pressing, so it's pressed on translucent red. And I would say my favorite song off of this album is probably Fool's Gold. I just love that song. I think it's so pretty. Next up, I got this album here from my local record store. This is the 1975's I Like It When You Sleep for You're So Beautiful Yet So Unaware of It. It's a really long album title, but I love this album. I was like, when this was released, I was in such a big Tumblr era, like the first time it was released back in like 2015, and I loved this. My favorite song off of this is The Sound, and it's just pressed on a clear vinyl. This next one was a really great find. I found this on Depop, and it's Niall Horan's Mirrors EP. This was released in 2018 for Record Store Day, and I got this for $15 Canadian, which is crazy. That's about like $10 US. So I got this for a really great price, and I was so excited because it goes for more than that. And this one only has 4 songs on it because it is an EP. It has On My Own, Mirrors, On the Loose, and Slow Hands. And I would say out of those 4, my favorite is probably Mirrors. I love that song. This was a really good year for getting lucky with certain vinyls at retail prices, because the next one that I scored for $30 Canadian, so retail, is Folklore, Clandestine Meetings. So Folklore is my favorite Taylor Swift album by far. I just love it so much, and it means so much to me. And it has some of my favorite songs that she's ever written in her entire discography. I did show you guys the regular In the Trees version that I have last year, and I said that my favorite song was My Tears Ricochet, which it still is, but I would say there's like 3 on Folklore that are kind of like all top tier for me. So for this one, I'm gonna say my other favorite is Illicit Affairs, which I think is suitable because this is Clandestine Meetings. So obviously it's pressed on this really pretty dusty pink color, and it is marbled when you hold it up to light, but it's nighttime, so I'm not able to do that right now. Next, I have a 7-inch that I got to show you guys. So I have Harry Styles' Watermelon Sugar. Got this on Depop. I paid a little bit more than I probably should have for this one. It was $50, which is about what it goes for. Like, I didn't overpay, I just didn't get a great deal. But it was sealed when it came, so that was nice. When it came. And then this, it's just the standard black one, and it does come with the Polaroid. So super cute, and I love it. I love 7-inch vinyls. I think they're just adorable. And I did get some more this year, so I will be showing you those too. The next one that I got is the My Policeman score. This one is the limited edition of 1650. They're all individually numbered, and this is the blue marble pressing. It's really, really pretty. So this is just the score, but I really wanted to have this in my collection because I was at the premiere for this movie, so it has a lot of really good memories attached to it, and I just love having this in my collection. I love that it has Harry Styles on the front, and I feel like I needed this for my Harry Styles collection. This one was so special. I actually made a whole separate video about it this year, but I managed to score Taylor Swift's Lover Live from Paris. I got this custom made because it came in the PVC sleeve, which isn't very good for your vinyls, obviously. So I got this custom made, and that's it there. It's beautiful, and I love it so much. The value of this has skyrocketed, so I'm honestly like scared to spin it, but I love having this in my collection. And my favorite song from this one, ooh, obviously The Archer. Another 7-inch that I got this year, Taylor Swift's Picture to Burn. This again, the price has skyrocketed. I managed to grab 2 of the Lover Live from Paris vinyls because I grabbed one and my boyfriend also grabbed one because I missed the original drop and we both caught it on one of the restocks because he was helping me out. So I traded the second one for this. So it's pressed on this like gray smoky vinyl, which is really pretty. It's hard to see through the protective sheet and the like lighting, but I love having this. I don't have Debut on vinyl yet, so I love having this. It's like super cute. Next I have Lana Del Rey's Did You Know That There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard. I was super excited for this release this year because I love Lana Del Rey, and I got the Amazon pressing, so it's this pretty like purplish pinky color. The mock-up showed it to be more this color, so that's what I was hoping for because I love pink, if you couldn't tell. And yes, I am wearing pajamas because I'm sick and I didn't want to change, so sorry about that, but this is pretty as well. And I would say that my favorite song off of this one is probably A&W. So the next one that I got is Louis Tomlinson's Faith in the Future. Again, I was at the concert this year and it was so good. I don't necessarily variant collect. For some vinyls I do, but for a lot I don't. So I really wanted one of the pressings that had all the songs, including the deluxe, and I believe this is the only one that has the 2 deluxe songs. And it's pressed on this black and white Galaxy vinyl, which is super cool and super unique to my collection. It's also a gatefold, which I think it's the only gatefold of this particular album. So I'm really happy to have this one. It's like heavy duty, honestly, like it's pretty heavy. It's thicker than my Red Taylor's version, and that's like a 4 LP, so that's crazy. This next one is kind of random. It is the Vitamin String Quartet performs Lana Del Rey. Like I said, I love Lana's music, and I also love violin music. Like I got into Vitamin String Quartet because of Bridgerton, but I love this. This is probably my most spun vinyl just because like I spin it all the time, like as background music pretty much. I think it's really cinematic and beautiful. And this was pressed on this beautiful pink vinyl, and I got this off of Facebook Marketplace for a really good price, so I'm really happy that this is in my collection. Remember when I said Folklore is my favorite album? Yeah, I have 3 copies. So this was this year's Record Store Day pressing. Obviously, it's the Folklore Long Pond Studio Sessions, and it was pressed on this beautiful gray vinyl. I waited outside in the pouring rain for like 5 hours for this thing. But it was so worth it. I'm so happy that I have this. And my other favorite song off of Folklore, which I think like they're all kind of tied up there for me, is The Lakes. So that's what I'll choose for this one. I got Heartbreak Weather by Niall Horan on vinyl this year. Fun fact, I actually bought this the day before I won the contest to meet him. And I was like, oh, if I buy this, I'll win. I just wanted an excuse to buy it. But I actually did end up winning, so we can like credit the vinyl, maybe. This is just pressed on standard black, so I put the sleeve in there because I think it looks really cool. And yeah, I love this one. I think my favorite off of this one, ooh, that's hard. I would say probably Black and White or Everywhere, one of those 2. Not to be basic, but my favorite Lana album, Born to Die. This has always been and will always be my favorite Lana album just because this has so much nostalgia for me from when it came out, and I just love it. It's perfect. And this is one of my top 3 albums of all time. I just think it's beautiful. Oh my goodness, choosing a favorite from this one's gonna be impossible. This is just pressed on standard black. I got this for $10 on Facebook Marketplace, so really good deal. Oh my goodness, my favorite from this. There's so many. I'm gonna be double down on my basicness and say Off to the Races because I love that song. It's so good. But I literally don't skip any of the songs on this album. They're perfect. Okay, we're about to go Niall Horan crazy, okay? I went a little bit crazy when it comes to his merch this year. So, I have the Heaven picture disc, which obviously there's only one song on this. It's a super cool picture disc, and I really like it. Then, obviously, the show dropped this year, which was his new album. And like I said, I don't normally variant collect unless it's like one of my favorite albums. But I got really excited for this release, and I had such faith in it, and I loved the release, so I'm glad that I did. But originally, I was just going to purchase this one because this was my favorite pressing. It's the tricolor split pressing, which it is so pretty. It was for Spotify fans first, and I just love it. This was what I was going to stick with, but I did like the standard album cover better than this one. It was my favorite, so I was like, okay, well, when it releases on the day of, I'll go buy it in my local record store. Unless he releases signed albums. He did release signed versions of the standard black with the standard cover. So I got this. That's the signature. Oops, there we go. Super cool. I love it how it's done on little Polaroids. And you would think, okay, that's probably where that ends. But no, it's not. Because I also have this one. Now, in fairness to me, I didn't buy this one with my own money. I actually won it in a giveaway. The giveaway was to go to Universal Music's early listening party of the album and win a box set. So I got to go to the listening party, which was so cool. I heard the entire album the day before, and this was included in the box set. And this is the cloudy version. This reminds me of like beer foam, which is kind of funny, but it's very on brand. I love it. Oh my goodness. And my favorite song off of this is probably Science. I love Science, so yeah. And then to top it all off, I also have the Meltdown 7-inch single. Again, a picture disc, really cute. And then of course this is in here. I had to get the Barbie soundtrack. Who didn't get the Barbie soundtrack this year? And I'm so glad I did because I love I'm Just Ken and What Was I Made For? So good. This is the embossed version. It's got the B on it. And then this is the blue pressing that was actually featured in the movie. So I think that's pretty cool. And my favorite song on here, of course, it's I'm Just Ken. Of course it is. Closely followed by What Was I Made For? But you just can't beat it. Then I got Fearless Platinum Edition. So I do already have Taylor's version, but I like having the stolen versions as well because I do like listening to them sometimes and also just as a collector. But I do try to buy these ones secondhand unless, you know, it hasn't been released yet. So I don't have Rep or Debut in my collection yet. But if I can get my hands on them before they're released, I won't mind purchasing them new. But yeah, this is Fearless. I would say, oh my goodness, my favorite Fearless song from the original. I'm gonna say You're Not Sorry. I just adore that song, and her performing it as a surprise song on the Eras tour really just like reminded me of that song, and I started listening to it way more, so I would say You're Not Sorry. Next, I have Speak Now, Taylor's version, which was obviously released this year. Oof. So I got the this is the violet pressing. I wasn't sure what it was called because all three of them were different shades of purple. I thought this was the coolest pressing. So as you can see, it's like a really deep purple and it has like this pretty purple marbling all throughout it. I think it's gorgeous. My favorite song from Speak Now, there's so many good ones on Speak Now. I'm gonna cheat and say two because I have to. Haunted and Long Live are like my songs. I love them. So both of them. And then another soundtrack. So I got the La La Land soundtrack because as I said before, I was obsessed with Ryan Gosling this year. Who isn't? Who wasn't? My favorite song off of La La Land, I would say, oh my goodness, that's hard. Another Day of Sun. I just love that. Like the opening number for the movie is just so beautiful and like big and grand. I just love it. So I'm gonna go with Another Day of Sun. But obviously I love City of Stars and Audition, so it's so hard to choose. Next I got Ultraviolence by Lana Del Rey. This is the repress of the Urban Outfitters exclusive that she did. So it's pressed on a really pretty blue on one of the LPs, and then the other one is purple. And obviously it has the alternate album cover. Oh my goodness, my favorite from this one. There's so many good ones. This is probably my second favorite album by her. I'm gonna have to say Pretty When You Cry. Okay, and we're getting to the end of it. I slowed down a little bit towards the end of the year because I'm broke, so I needed to like take a pause, but I do have a couple more. So obviously 1989 Taylor's version. This is the Rose Garden pink pressing. Super pretty. Obviously when there was a pink vinyl I had to get it because I love all things pink. So like I said, I don't normally variant collect, so I was like, I'll just choose my favorite and get that. So that's what I did. But she later said that she was releasing it on this orange pressing, which is not my favorite color, but it comes with a bonus track. And as I said before, if there's one with a bonus track, I have to have it because it has all the songs. So I just kept both. It's really pretty. It's honestly prettier than I thought it was going to be. And mine actually is marbled when I hold it up to the light, so I'm excited about that. Oh, and my favorite song off of 1989, that's so difficult because this is literally like the pop album, you know what I mean? Like when you think pop, 1989 invented it. Genuinely, this is so difficult because all the vault tracks are so good. And some of my top songs this year, some of the originals are also so good. You know what, I'm gonna pick a vault song because like, why not? I'm gonna say Is It Over Now, but like obviously Out of the Woods, Blank Space, like those are some of my favorite songs off of this, so it's just so difficult. New Romantics, amazing. Okay, and finally we're down to the final vinyl of this whole collection video. It's been a long one, but this was the most recent vinyl that I got because it was a Christmas present. So Taylor Swift Speak Now. This is the stolen version, and like I said, I love having the stolen versions in my collection. I wouldn't stream them, but I do like having the physical copies. So I would say my favorite song off of this, well, I already said two actually for Speak Now. I said Haunted and Long Live, but I'm also really happy because this has the original Better Than Revenge lyrics, which sometimes I just want to hear them. So yeah. Anyways, you guys, that was like a really long video. It's been like 30 minutes of recording this. And as I said, my collection has doubled in size since last year, which is crazy. And I actually have another vinyl on the way. It's a Sabrina Carpenter vinyl, but I didn't get here on time for this video, so that's unfortunately gonna have to be in next year's collection video. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I love vinyls and vinyl content, and I do these updates every single year, so make sure to follow along and watch my last one if you haven't already. But anyways, you guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!